Hello and welcome everybody back to the channel again. This is Thomas. I am Lucky bringing you more Patriots franchise. Last time we went through the offseason and we actually got some studs. Well, can't necessarily 100% say studs, but we got better, specifically on defense. We got a bunch of dev traits, and being hinted by Cameron, I'm pretty sure we know that somebody we drafted is either Superstar or Superstar X Factor. Luckily for us, it's been so long since we've done the draft that I don't remember. So, it's going to be a surprise for me which one he was hinting at, because I haven't edited that yet. I can't lie. I'm really behind on getting a bunch of stuff done. But we are just going to jump straight into training camp. I'm going to be honest, I've kind of missed playing Madden, so I'm really looking forward to jumping into Season 3. And I am happy that CM Freeze did win a Super Bowl. Like, as much as, like, I obviously would have liked to have won the last one, I think it's good for both of us that each of us have won one. So, I ultimately do not hate it. I haven't had a good throw yet. Or that might be a double bullseye. Let's go. That's going to be a decent amount. Yeah, I don't really have too much to say off the top of my head. Raiders suck in real life. As you can tell, I'm wearing a Raiders hat. They are pretty terrible. Yeah. Patriots are also one of the worst teams in the league, but managed to beat the Jets, which I think is really funny. That is our task with Drake May. No dev trait. What do I want to take care of? I don't think Antonio Gibson I'm gonna really worry about developing any further. He's 28. You're likely going to see him regress as time goes on, so Kai Lane's gonna get the backup role for Keaton Mitchell. Really wish I could have gotten something out of Keaton Mitchell, really, but I'm not gonna complain. For the time that he did play, he did good for us. Hope he has success wherever he went. But the main goal for the season is to kick ass. I mean, we had that stretch late last season where I don't know. I just couldn't figure out how to win. We still, obviously, we put it all together to make the Super Bowl, but I'm hoping that our offense doesn't have, like, the collapse that it did. That would be, pretty ideal. On offense, I'm pretty sure we're relatively the same. If anything, we lost David Andrews. I know Cameron had somebody retire. I don't know if that's going to make the offseason video yet, but Cameron had somebody retire the week of the draft. It might have been like DJ Humphries or something. Like, he's missing like a big position on his offensive line. So it's going to be good for us. Things will start coming back to me as I get into the preseason games and whatnot. From what I remember, I have a lot to be hopeful for on this defense. We got a lot of our depth pieces in. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was just kind of yapping there, so I just decided to shut up. For wide receiver battle, Javon Baker is definitely tempting. I think the ones that make the most sense are Demario Douglas and Tyquan Thornton. I guess that's an early goal for the season. I want a 1,000-yard wide receiver. I think a 1,000-yard wide receiver would be really cool to have. We have gotten close 2 years in a row. But I'd really like to have that next step breakout year with Javon Baker, where he's not really just a massive red zone threat, but just an all-around true number one. Because I noticed, especially towards the end of the season, there's that one route that I run, or that one play that I run where it's just like, he's always open for like 10 to 15 yards. I think I'm going to try to stay away from that this season, but definitely making sure he is a strong focal point of the offense is something I'm going to be interested in. Same with Tyquan Thornton. And then in terms of how I want Demario Douglas's role to be played, I like that he is a wide receiver that is fairly reliable, at least in my brain. I mean, he's everything I want him to be. He's just a shifty, small wide receiver too. I mean, it would kind of make more sense to put Tyquan Thornton as wide receiver too because of the height. But at the same time, Demario Douglas has done very well for us out of this wide receiver 2 spot. I kind of just don't want to change it. So, I'm excited for this wide receiver core. I'm excited for year 3 of Drake May. I'm just ready to kick ass. No dev traits so far. Now for offensive line, we got Michael Manu, Braxton Jones, Cole Strange, Layden Robinson, 10 Karras. Did we? I thought we brought in... Alright, so Zach Zinter is going to be our new center. So that's probably who we're going to take care of. I know we initially planned on him being our right tackle. And he, so far for us, I believe, has only played the left side of the offensive line. But he does seem kind of slow. So maybe playing center might not be a terrible idea for him. Yeah, no, he is definitely slow. But I don't know. This drill has gotten a lot easier over the course of Madden being out, which I think is pretty nice. Just getting used to it. I also have a solo franchise that I've been playing that I'm playing as the Raiders. And that offense, I have like 4 offense. No, I have. Who do I have? I have Jackson Powers Johnson in. I've got a bunch of guys in for that weekly training just to try and make that front 5 better. This would be a cool superstar. Damn. In terms of the long haul, we only get 1 defensive line one. I think giving it to Josh Uche is the right idea here. He had a phenomenal season last year. Like, he never really slowed down, which is great. I'd love to see him build on it again. Pretty sure he just got traded in real life to... I don't even know who. Maybe the 49ers? I really don't... Who would he have gotten traded to? Yeah, I can't think of who he got traded to, but, I mean... Good for him. Hope he finds success. And I hope he continues to stay successful for us. I love that both of our edge rushers in this league have now been traded to other teams, with Matthew Judon going to the Falcons and whoever Josh Uche got traded to. I knew it was a red team. He got traded to the Chiefs. In terms of our linebackers, oh, this was a guy from last year. We know Tavai and Mapu are going to be our starting 2 guys. We have Devondre Campbell back. Not really expecting too much out of him. Brought in Henry To'o in the offseason to be a linebacker for us. But we got this middle linebacker that's a hidden dev, 22 years old. I mean, I have no issue trying to develop him. Hopefully he can become somebody who is an absolute beast for us. This preseason is actually going to be something kind of helpful to me because I don't 100% know how I want the team yet. So at least my decisions on offense should be fairly easy to make. But regarding... Okay. But regarding what we're going to be seeing on defense, you're going to be seeing the best possible players play. And our weekly training is going to largely consist of the players that are going to be playing in years... Just playing in the future years. I don't even know what years they're going to play. They're going to play when their number's called. That's the best way to put it. Jelani Tavai comes down. This guy, Henry To'oTo'o, whoever I think the future of the team's going to be, those are going to be the guys on the field. I feel like this defense is largely built for a 7-year league in the event that that happens. But I'm going to be honest, I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. I think like 5 or 6 years is like the sweet spot. So that's going to be my goal. This linebacker has felt pretty fun. I can't lie. I don't know how fast he is, but he feels quick. Either that or I just haven't played this in a while and I'm that excited. But I'm liking the feel of this, and I am looking forward to what the future of this team is going to be. That would have been a really nice skill point. I can't lie. DB battle. Obviously, we're going to have Christian Gonzalez. Brought in Kyer Elam. I forgot about that. Yeah, and we had 3 hidden dev safeties. 4 hidden dev safeties. What? Or is one of these a corner? One of them is a corner. I think we are going to put... Kyle Duggar's only a star dev? Why did I think he was a superstar? Regarding this, I'm just going to use it for their safeties. I think that's going to be our smartest move. I'm not going to say it's outside of the realm of possibility that once the duo of Kyle Duggar and Jabril Peppers retire or even get older, that they could get traded. Obviously, Jabril Peppers being a superstar X Factor, I imagine in some capacity he will find a way on the field. But obviously, that is a very different scenario for Kyle Duggar, being 30 years old, 79 overall star dev. I mean, he was really good for us down the stretch last season, so you never know. But I mean, with one of these rookies being I think one of them's a 73 overall hidden dev, he could be a higher overall than Duggar by the end of the season, realistically. No dev trait for him. We get one more. We're going to have a lot of cuts to make. That is something I guess I haven't really considered is, there is always the possibility that, that somebody like Jabril Peppers could end up sliding down to linebacker as his athleticism takes a bit of a step back. I don't think... I don't know how regression works 100%. Because normally, I can't say I typically keep a really old team. But from how I would envision it working, it would make sense for a player that has like a pretty decent pedigree. So like an X Factor free safety. I feel like you wouldn't lose a lot of your football IQ stuff. You'd really just lose out on things like speed, strength, whatever. But I feel like your tackling would still be pretty solid. Play rec would be pretty good. I have no idea. No skill point yet again. Yeah, I don't care about doing either of those. I'm gonna be real. We got a press conference. Let's talk about the last few months. You said in February you would win the draft. Oh, shit. That's right. What position do you feel like you found the sleeper at? On defense. I don't think we even drafted an offensive player. You tell us what position. A sleeper? We're going to go linebacker and say our middle linebacker. I don't think I've started a season with positive morale. That's just fucking ridiculous. All right, looking at this, I don't know if we're messing with any sliders. I haven't talked to CM Freeze yet. I'm not going to play with the injuries and stuff yet. I think everybody should be practicing at full capacity. 15 first downs, 300 yards of offense, 24 points allowed, normal split. I think the safeties being there is a smart idea. Kyle Lane's going to be another one that sits in practice all year. And this guy's going to sit in practice. All right. I think this is what I'm going to want. Yeah, this is what I'm going to do. All of these guys are going to get plenty of practice. I think I'm okay with taking Kai Lane out. All right. Don't really care about injuries through this, at least on offense. I mean, as long as we don't get something super long term, I don't really care. I honestly don't even care about injuries at all. We're gonna have a lot of players to upgrade, so gonna want to go ahead and take care of those. The strong safety. I really haven't looked at like the stats of the players on our depth chart, so I don't know if this guy's like an at. Okay, we know this guy's a superstar. An ability slot. Nice. Let's go. Oh my god, I wasn't nice. That we might be seeing a replacement for Kyle Duggar next season. I don't know. I will stay truthful to my previous statements. Kyle Duggar will start this year. I mean, we have no reason to not start him. Drake May into the 90s. Would love to see him get the X Factor. We had that opportunity last year and obviously didn't capitalize. Josh Uche. The leader of the defense outside of Jelani Tavai. Mario Douglas. Just need you to keep getting better, bud. Don't really have too much for you. You're going to be sitting out this first preseason game. That's totally fine. Your position's safe. Tyquan Thornton. He's a player that, I mean, unfortunately, he's never going to get a depth. He's never going to be like above an 85 overall. He's 26 or 27 with no depth trait. Like, it's just a tall ask. Kai Lane. I'm interested to see what your era looks like if you get it. We have Zach Zenter. Getting you to a scheme fit's going to be huge. Yeah, you have pretty low speed. You would be a solid center theoretically. I'm not going to look too much into the depth chart yet. I'm just going to play the moments of this preseason game. Not going to go over a roster at all. We're just going to go ahead and play and see what they have to offer. Our first drive is drive on offense. I'm excited to use Antonio Gibson again. I can't lie. He's a player that I've definitely missed in my other league that I'm doing, my solo league. A player of his caliber is just so nice to have, especially when he's going to go ahead and rip off a 23-yard run. I mean, it's beautiful. I'm not going to have a player of the game short for this video. I just don't feel like it's really worth doing unless if somebody just has an amazing game. But I really want to take a big focus on who I should be getting rid of. I think that is a smart idea and smart way to just tackle the preseason as a whole. We're opening off pretty damn well. Jalen Polk gonna get a touchdown. Gotta love it. Get our first defensive opportunity late in, or at the beginning of the second, so no starters on the field. So I honestly, anybody that shows up as a potential Marco Wilson, I have the depth to cut you this year, buddy. We got a red zone opportunity. Don't know who any of these wide receivers are. Brevin Jordan is obviously somebody I recognize, but I think a lot of our preseason reps are going to be seen by number 26, Mr. Kai Lane. I've been looking forward to these preseason games just because it's my gauge to see where some of the guys I spent developing last year are. And number one on that list is Kai Lane. We should see a lot of Darius Bullocks in this game, which I'm also excited for. Get the ball back immediately. Carolina with two turnovers. I mean, we're going to get another touchdown with Kai Lane. I mean, we keep getting the ball in this spot of the field. Just going to give it to Kai Lane. 5 turnovers for Carolina. I think I'm going to stop messing around a little bit. Maybe try to get it to somebody that isn't named Kai Lane. I love that I say I'm not going to force feed Kai Lane and he's got 4 touchdowns in this game. But I don't know. Who the hell is that? I can't lie. I'm not opposed to maybe seeing number 84 make the roster. After seeing a play like that, I wonder what his overall is as Kai Lane gets his 5th touchdown of the game. I didn't feel like going over the stats. I mean, I didn't really see a massive need to. Obviously, we'll look at the progression history and see that Kai Lane had 5 touchdowns. Not really much I need to say. Yeah, that's a pretty simple. While we're waiting for Cameron, I think now is my time to kind of go over our roster. Quarterback. Looking at quarterback, nothing's going to change here. Running back room, stay the same. Wide receiver room, this guy has piqued my interest. I think, with that being said, I think we're going to go ahead and start making some of our cuts as well. John Landry's a rookie, 95 speed. I do remember drafting this guy. We're going to go ahead and that one catch is just going to be what I use to determine the wide receiver room. Brandon Ray. There's not I'm not going to say that he's going to get onto the field. I'm not even going to entertain the idea that he's got 93 speed. Tight ends, want to keep all 4. Offensive line. I'm okay with that. Defensive line. Have a lot of rookies. We're going to get rid of Carlos Burns and Stefa. I might as well just set my roster. This guy can go. Fuck. It's because he's practice squad eligible. Oh, I can restructure his No, I don't. Outside linebacker. This is the guy that has start of. Yep. Corner. We have a lot of room to get rid of a lot of people here. Travis Ratliff. 61 overall. Later, bud. Kevin Levins. Cam Brown. You might actually be a real player. Unfortunate. So we have our top 4. Jaden Davis is going to be gone. And then I have to make a decision between Marcellus Dial and Marco Wilson. I'm going to get rid of Dial. Unfortunate, bud. That'll be our cornerback group. Oh, I was like, there's no way I have that many free safeties, right? Okay. So Eddie Jackson, I don't know what deal I signed you to, but I don't need you, and I don't need Bruce Brewer either. I'll add you to the practice squad, actually. Strong safety, Nick Cross. I don't know what deal I gave you, but you're gone. So this guy's a superstar. That makes me curious to know what he is. But, oh well. Gonna get rid of this kicker and see what our roster is at. I'm hoping we don't have too many. We're at 57 of 75. What are we over on? I guess I'd be okay with getting rid of Jaheim Bell. I'm never too crazy about getting rid of a tight end. Like, I'd rather keep 4 on the roster. Who's Maurice Vincent? Are you a beast? No, you can be released. So it brings us down to 55. We have 6 corners on the roster. I think we're going to see the end of Marco Wilson. Oh, and I didn't cut Bruce Brewer. All right, so I think this should put us down to 53. So we have our 53-man roster. I just have to wait for Sam Freeze to finish his game. I'm going to even check to see that he's in it, because I want to go to bed. That's funny, right when I send Cameron a text telling him to hurry up, because I want to go to bed, the league advances. Fantastic. Storyline. Ready for the press conference this week. I'm sure they're going to ask me about position battles. Who are you going to ask about? A tight end position battle? Why are we having a tight end position battle? I think that's an interesting idea. This is going to be one of those ones where I can change somebody's like things. Coach, my agent's been telling me that my personality can be a problem sometimes. There may be some truth to that. He's probably going to ask me what would I change about him. I don't know what... I don't want him to change. Because I didn't know what it said. Fire! That's goated! Let's go. That's awesome. So we just have more weekly training. We're gonna have players upgrade. I'm trying to get through this quickly. I really need to go to bed. Can't lie. I need to be concerned about you. Dicker the kicker. Fire. +3 awareness. Not helpful. Not at all. Zach Zinter, though, is now a scheme fit which should be pretty nice for us. And then Aaron Connor. We'll find out if he's a superstar or not. Not a superstar. Sad. Oh well. He's going to have a little bit longer to sit behind Jabril Peppers, because Jabril Peppers should hold on to his overall a lot better than Duggar will. But that does make it interesting. Seam Freeze hasn't played his game yet. So, not full game. We're not playing the full game. Our first opportunity is on defense. I mean, we know who our players are going to be, so we're going to be seeing mostly what our starting offense is probably going to look like. That's pass interference. That's all my fault. Well, Jaden Daniels in real life has been very good. I cannot lie. I don't really have too much more to say outside of that. I do have him in fantasy, and he has been making me happy, especially this week against the Bears. That Hail Mary actually saved me and helped me win in fantasy. Actually, with how the Steelers' defense did, it didn't matter too much because that punt return was really nice. But still pretty huge either way. One thing that's concerning me is I'm not seeing Uche out there. So I wonder if Uche probably got hurt in practice or something. I'm honestly not too worried about it, as the Commanders score first. They want us to kick a field goal? We have our starters in? Absolutely not. I'm going for this. Javon Baker gets the catch. We're going to be able to... We're going to get an opportunity to play more. Starting offense, let's go. Tried to give a jump ball to Jalen Polk. Just not putting a great spot for him. I'm going to go ahead and give this play a whirl. Let's see, Hunter Henry being our guy is, I'm pretty sure I have something in there. All right, our next drive has us on offense with Joe Milton in. Who do we get to see here? Brevin Jordan. I don't know who this position battle is with, but that could be... Oh, Brevin Jordan is the one that... Shit, I don't know. I don't know which one I did it for. Well, there's a Jalen Polk touchdown. Have an opportunity for a stop here. We're going to have an interesting defensive set. Going to get the stop on third down, though. Have an opportunity for another drive here. Jalen Polk is just kind of torching things up. I'm not going to complain. I'm going to be honest. I think he's a candidate to be traded this season. Just hard to find legitimate use for him as Tommy Tremble gets a touchdown. Don't get another moment for the rest of the game. Can't complain. I actually do care about getting the skill point for Mr. Baskerville. Hopefully a future starter for this team. Got a storyline right off the bat. Just ran into Kevin. It's obvious he showed up to camp out of shape. Make sure you know his personality type before talking to him. So what personality type is Kevin Wiggins? Team player, predictable, high motor. All right, interesting. Hey, what's going on with you? I heard you showed up out of shape. I just didn't put the work in this offseason like I have in the past. You're letting your teammates down. I understand, Coach. My personality gets in the way sometimes. I'll start this regular season strong. Glad to hear it. Let's go. Gotta love that stuff. In terms of players to upgrade, this might just be Trey Whitaker. I didn't upgrade him. We'll just go ahead and do an auto upgrade for him. Don't really care. Have weekly strategy to take care of, and then we are good. Honestly, I'm in the same boat. I'm gonna knock all these guys out and see when I'm done. Alright, we had no dev traits. Got some players to upgrade, though. Drake May. I'm not gonna complain about that. I think this is a good opportunity to go over our depth chart. Obviously, QB don't really need to look at. Fullback, that's going to be locked into place. I'm okay with this wide receiver room. Tight end room, I'm okay with. Our first switch is going to be Ted Karras for Zach Zinter. That is all I really got for you there. Matthew Judon, Josh Uche. All this is basically how it's going to be. I think I'm going to have Khalid Knowles play over Tony Fields, but then obviously Jelani Tavai will be starting out right outside linebacker. Then at corner, I'm pretty okay with this group. No real comments to be made. In terms of kickoff return, I guess that this guy's the best. You know what? I want a rookie wide receiver to be doing these. Kicker, line specialist, third down back, power back. Slot wide receiver will be Tyquan Thornton with Jalen Polk as the backup. Then go ahead and throw in Reggie Robertson in here. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Defensive line. I'm going to see how well we can get Bullocks in there. And obviously Uche, defensive tackle, I'm okay with that split. Outside linebacker for right now. Knowles has 93 speed. I can't not have that on the field, at least rotationally. Slot corners. You know what? I'm okay with those. I think that's going to be our depth chart. I will see you in the game. Our first opportunity doesn't come until mid-second quarter. We obviously have our starting offense on the field in the direction that we are going to want it. Not able to connect with Tyquan Thornton. Kind of thought we might have had something there to open up our game against the Vikings. We got 2nd and 10. Going to look to run it here with Antonio Gibson. Not able to get much, because we are facing 3rd down immediately. I don't remember what our goal was with Hunter Henry, so I might attempt to force it to him here, and we face pressure immediately. Not what I like to see. Got 4th and 7, already going for it. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Oh, almost a touchdown for Hunter Henry. We're going to go... Tried to go no huddle there. Hunter Henry steps off of the field. Going to audible to a run play, give this to Antonio Gibson, and get our first touchdown. Defense needs a little bit of a boost here on 1st and goal. There's 8 seconds left in the half. And we are going to hold Justin Jefferson behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to have to go for... They're not going for the... They are going for the field goal. I'm like, what? We hold them to 3. That's a big tackle. Calling play action here on 1st and 10 on our first opportunity. And we get a touchdown with Hunter Henry. In the 4th, have our backups in. Joe Milton has a cannon, trying to get this out to Landry. Not able to. Got our next drive. We got a 1st and goal opportunity. Obviously, we're going to win this game. Jalen Polk has had an amazing preseason for us. I can't lie. He's probably not going to get the thumbnail, but I mean, just want it to be known that I am seeing his work. We beat the Vikings 28-3. They didn't have any players upgrade, but I'm just kind of curious to look at the stats for the preseason. Oh no. I really hope I pick touchdowns. Oh no. Well, we're just gonna have to see. Marcus Jones had 4 interceptions in the preseason. I mean, amen, brother. Well, I imagine next time I'll be talking with Cameron. I don't know. Now, one thing we're gonna have to start looking at is our next draft, and I feel like defensively we are in a very, very good spot. DBs I'm not gonna have to touch. Linebackers I shouldn't have to touch. I feel like defensive tackle and right tackle are my biggest needs. Offensive line depth as a whole, probably, but I'm honestly not too worried about it. We are already advancing to week 1. I imagine a conversation with CM Freeze should be happening any second now.